welcome back to another episode of Late Bloomer Golf. We're at the chipping area and putting green today. Going to talk a little about the short game that we're working on today. Doing something a little different today, especially after just kind of seeing Einsteining and Frankensteining it a little bit. It is windy. I'm sure this is going to go. Anyway, workshopping it a little bit. Here's the thing. Normally, we use the 56 degree. We use the bounce. We chip with the 56. We do everything the 56. But lately, when it comes to these greenside kind of tight lies, as we would call it, when I don't need much loft, a great thing you can do if you're just not a great chipper is take out, a utility wedge, a pitching wedge, whatever, anything like that, and just try to chip it to the first piece of green you can get and just let it roll out. That's the best way that you're always going to get it to the hole, and maybe even give it a run at the hole. Sometimes when you're chipping, you may put it up a little too high, it sits, it stops, and you got a long putt left to go. So this is definitely the best thing you can do in order to just kind of get it to run up to the hole and give yourself a chance and play safe, smart golf. All right, here's also some stuff we're going to talk about today while we play. All right, summer weather's on the way. All right, here we are. End of April, May is on its way. So here are some tips while we do this that you can do in order to get the most out of your summer. Things you can start doing now to get the most out of your summer in life and in golf. Okay, but first let's do a couple of these. We're going to use the utility wedge, and we're literally just going to try to get it. We're going to this pin right here. We're literally going to try to get to the first piece of green we can get to and let it roll. That's pretty good. It's going to run. It rolls right there, especially when you got some rolly greens that move pretty good like this place. We're just going to, all I'm thinking about is literally landing the ball right here. Literally the first piece of green. Let it roll. That's too much. But at least with this way, you're always going to get the ball on the ground. It's not going to sit there and stop. And, you got the best ability to make a run at it. Right there, barely tapped. Those are pretty easily tap in birdies. Let's grab the 56. What's up? Anyway, okay, so summer is upon us. All right, here are some tips from me on what you can do to make the most of that. Here's some things that I do when we get about April or May. Number one, we start getting outside more, okay? Because here's the thing, sunburn, it's coming. It will be here, all right? The worst thing in my life is sunburning and a sore throat. Those are probably the two things that if I've ever gotten as close to just like depression as I can think of, I usually have had either a sore throat at that time or sunburn, all right? So sunburn's on its way. What can you do now? You can get out in the sun. I'm not saying go to the tanning bed. That's terrible for you. And if you're a man, I think that's a very questionable thing to do. All right, but I'm saying get out in the sun, get a little rays, start browning up, get this ashy skin, this stuff that I got, this pale stuff, let's get rid of it. All right, let's start browning up a little bit. That way we can get, a little, less burn going. Make sure we get the thighs, okay? Because those things, you think you got them good, you think you browned them up, and then you come outside, you sit in a chair, whatever, on a hot day, a sunny day, the short's going to be a little too high, and then you get just fried right there at the crease, all right, of the thighs. You do not want that, all right? So some things you can do definitely is let's start getting some sun going. All right, we got the 56. We're just kind of showing you the other option here. 56, we want to use the bounce of the club. That's right here. We want this to dig into the ground. All right, but this is, definitely, if you can get the ball up in the air, it's great sometimes, but I'm telling you right now, if you're greenside right now, it's just not as accurate. All right, there's just not as much you can do when it comes to, there's a lot more risk involved. You got to put more effort into it. See, like that rollout, that felt like, it's pretty good, but I felt like it took a lot more effort, and you just never know. Sometimes you're going to hit a little bit spinnier shot. You don't even know it. You clean your grooves a little bit, maybe the ball type that you have, and all of a sudden that's checking up and you get a long putt. You don't know. You don't have to worry about that as much when you're using pitching wedge or something like that. Now what I will say with this is there's versatility. All right, there's the ability to open the blade up with this, put it in the front of your stance, get it higher aloft and let it drop, not even let it roll out. There's that ability. And sometimes you want that. So I'm not saying that's for everybody. But every time you want to pitch it further, you gotta. There's just so much more risk. We don't want risk. Speaking of risk, a risky game that you can play in the summer is thinking you don't need sunscreen. All right, thinking that you can deal with it. I will say, if there's one talent I have, is I can get absolutely golden, crispy fried one day of the summer. I'll be miserable. I'll be in a swelling pit of depression. But once I arise out of it, and don't let me get started on showers when you're sunburned, there's not a greater hell than being absolutely red and stepping in and knowing when you go to bed, like, I got to get up and shower. And you can say cold showers, cold showers. Well, if it's 6 a.m., I don't want that. All right, like, I'm waking up, we sleep with the fan on, it gets freezing, it's like 30 degrees in the room. I don't want that. So it's definitely a struggle, an absolute battle when we are, when we're sunburned and we got to get up and we got to get a shower. That is terrible. So anyway, don't tell yourself you don't need sunscreen. Don't be like me. Don't allow yourself to get one big burn or whatever to get that golden crispy brown that we want. All right, let it, a little bit of sunscreen. Maybe don't load up. Maybe put a little bit. Protect yourself for that first little burn. All right, it's not bad to have a little good first burn, but you don't want to be, the same color of Tabasco sauce. All right, we don't want that kind of stuff. All right, we're going back to the utility wedge here. Once again, just trying to get used to this. We're going to play a few holes today, so after this, so we're going to practice that. I mean, there's not much better than that. It's running. It's very makeable shots. They're low runners. You just got to get the leading edge of the club in the ground, and boom, we're going up. We're tapping these things in. All right, our last thing I'm trying to think about for this summer, we kind of talked about getting out a little bit, protect the thighs. We're talking about, sunscreen use, stuff like that. The next thing we got to worry about is guys, it's starting to get t-shirt time. All right, I know a lot of us, especially me included, love quarter zips, love short sleeve hoodies, love, just like, I don't know, just things that aren't t-shirts. I think t-shirts are just kind of boring. Or I don't know what is my only gripe with summer is mostly in summer I wear shorts and I wear t-shirts. I wear some polos, whatever. But I just think t-shirts are boring. I feel like as a kid, when we're all growing up, we're always wearing t-shirts. We're not getting cool things. We're not wearing like a quarter zip or like a half hoodie, long sleeve hoodie, thin t-shirt, whatever. We're not doing that stuff. So in my adult life, I like those fun things where I like the winter, the spring. You can kind of dress it up. You can go hoodie, you can go shorts, you can do all that stuff. In the summer, there's not much room for that. So what you guys are doing is slowly get your body acclimated to t-shirts. All right, that means realizing that you're probably physically not going to look your best self in a tight tee. All right, look for some good t-shirts for the summer. Load up on those big tees when you get all sweaty outside and it sticks to you. You don't want that. All right, so you got to start getting some good clothing, good apparel, and kind of be mentally just ready to not like what you see in the mirror as much because it's summertime. All right, things get tighter. My shorts come out and I don't wear my shorts in the summer. Then all of a sudden, I haven't worn these shorts in a year and I can't remember which ones were not fitting much last year. And then I got to battle those demons again where I look in the mirror and I say, what have you done? What have you done? You had all the options. Every excuse, it's your own excuse. You're fat and this is why. It's you. It's not this. It's not this. Don't point. It's you. You have to deal with that. I have to deal with that in the summers. So as the summertime gets here and we spend a little bit more time in the morning looking at the mirror, just realize that this is part of it. Everyone's going through it except people who take care of themselves and look good. They love the summer because of this. They're wearing their shredded abs and stuff like that, and they're going to the pool and they love it. But the rest of us, all right, this is just kind of a battle we all have to face at the beginning of the summer. And then by July, we're used to it. We love it. And then boom, it starts getting colder and we're like, now we can go back into hibernation, start intaking more food. All right, none of this stuff really has much to do with golf except for just it's all stuff we can use. All stuff that's kind of important to us. How about Jojo Siwa, by the way? What a psychopath. The fact that we have given her money, that we're giving her a platform with, she had bows, I guess, whatever. She wore those stupid bows. The fact that we've given her a platform is absolutely insane. I really enjoyed the stuff going on about, was that song already written by someone else and she took it? Why is her voice raspy? But seriously, like, why is her voice that way? What is it? It's like gurgling razor blades. I don't know. The amount of times she brings up an ex when I've never seen one. Like, most celebrities, you can't do anything without us knowing about your love life. But yet she talks about hers a lot, and we know nothing about it, I feel like. Not that I'm really going for, look out for Jojo Siwa stuff. But it's like, she's like, oh, my exes. I'm like, I feel like we would know. We would know about her exes. We don't. Her voice is weird. She's weird. We're giving her a platform. The Karma song is very catchy, I'll be honest. Her dances are so aggressive. It's absolutely crazy. I feel like she's had to have murdered someone at this point just because of how just like she throws her hands in a certain way aggressively. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so summer's upon us. Chip with the utility wedge, chip with the pitching wedge around the green. Throw your pride out the door. Throw your pride out the door. When you look in the mirror, throw out your pride. Enjoy summer. Summer's fun. You get to see your friends. You get to compare yourself to other people a little bit more than you usually do. It's awesome. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.